Well, today on Nation Window Cleaners Podcast, we're talking all about getting off the truck. If you're already off the truck, this is a good episode to just catch up and make sure that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. But if you're not off the truck yet, I want to help you get off the truck, get some employees, get your business growing, and get out of this, cap that you're at. So anyway, if you're a window cleaner, pressure washer, anything, stay tuned to WCR Nation. What's up, everybody? Jersey here from windowcleaner.com, and you are here. What's up? If it's your first time here, have a look around. If it's not, you've heard that hundreds of times because we've been doing this now 8 years. We've now surpassed the 8-year mark. So super, super awesome for that. I want to give some quick shout outs and thank yous to some people. I want to say thank you to Elijah Thomey. I'm probably butchering your name, man. Sorry. But thank you for being awesome. Austin Kincaid and Steve Donahue. You're awesome. By the way, you guys are people who have put orders in with me and make my life what it is. So thank you. I just do random stuff like that. Just want to say thanks to those of you. And by the way, the other hundred of you that put in order with me last week, I just pick random names. So maybe your name will be next week. Anyway, let's jump into it. We're talking about getting off the truck. And I'm telling you right now, this particular piece, whatever, is so stinking important. It is absolutely a big, big thing for you to grow. I think, and this is just me talking and babbling to myself here in my studio, but I think that if you're not off the truck, your company can't grow. It can't grow past a certain point, we'll say. I mean, and that's obvious, right? There's 40 hours in a week. Yeah, you can work more than that. Most of us do, but let's just say 40 hours. There's only so many windows you can clean in 40 hours, right? So there's kind of a cap, but that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you're out in the field cleaning windows, doing what somebody else could be doing, you're not doing all of the other stuff. You're not doing the back end, the SEO, the tagging, the pictures, the posts, the calendar, the 5 social media accounts, your email blast, all of those things that we just can't do because you're out doing other things. And I'm telling you, once you get out of the field, you'll be like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Which we'll talk about what you do and how you change that. But you'll be like, dude, I don't know how I could have possibly ever done this. Now I need an admin just to help. It's amazing when it opens your eyes to kind of the other stuff that's there. And this process is really simple. Now, with that being said, my preface, my asterisk, if you will, think back to when you went full-time in the first place. Some of you aren't full-time, which, by the way, is cool. Do your thing. But if you're ready to go the hardest thing you could possibly do in business is to say, okay, I'm not going to work for somebody else. I'm going to work for me. Because we've been taught all this time that it's safe. It's really dangerous to work for yourself. But yet the boss that you have could fire you today because you left the toilet seat up. You could be let go for any reason. Your job is not safe. Your company could be downsizing. You've heard the stories. This happens more than anything. If you own your own business, the only way you fail is if you suck and fail. And you don't. So just don't. Right? But anyway, second hardest thing to do is to get off the truck. Because what you're doing is you're trying to create clones of yourself, right? You think in your head that none of my customers would be okay with me not being there, and you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Would they like you to be there? Yeah, they like you. You're awesome. But are there no other awesome people on this planet? Now, when I said that, some of you were like, well, nobody's like me. Okay, that's dumb, but okay, you could think that. Here's the thing, though. The truth of somebody, I've been in business for a very long time. I've been in the industry for 20 years almost. And I don't agree with that because you are awesome. but you're going to have also awesome people. And I'll tell you a fun story. I've said this story 100 times, and this was like a 1,000 years ago, but this was the main reason that I understood this, like kick in the pants. And the whole thing was, I had a guy that we had done every 4 weeks, and we have done him every 4 weeks for 6 years at the time, like a long, long time. And it was a doctor, and every time he had this dog that he got from a humane society or something, and it was this like vicious dog, just bit everybody, and they were going to euthanize it. And this guy was like, I'm going to save it because I'm a retired doctor and it's all I have to do. So we go there every single month. I didn't, obviously, I wasn't in the field, but the same crew went there all the time. We knew him. He dealt with these guys, had been there for years. They've seen him every single month. Every time that he was there, he would give him a little dog treat, and he would say, "Could you please give this to the dog?" And that was to train him to like other people. It was a whole thing. So we had the flu in our operation, obviously, and we had like 6 people out. It was nuts. We had so many people out. So I was out in the field covering, because again, you are still an employee. Why not jump out in the field? It's just not, you're not always there, right? I'm in the field. I'm doing this as one of the jobs that we're doing. First job of the day. We're doing this, blah, 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 blah. The guy, our crew chief on this one, was also our operations officer, but his name is Gary, and Gary was in the back. And I'm in the front, and the guy comes out, he's got his dog and his dog treat, and he hands me the dog treat. He says, "Could you give this to my dog?" "Yeah, absolutely. I'll give it to the dog. Dog's super nice, And then he goes to hand me the check, and he's like, "I'm so sorry. I don't mean to do this, but I'm going to give the check to Gary if that's fine with you." I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm just glad you're satisfied with the job, and glad everything's done, and glad I got an opportunity to see your dog." He then walked the check to Gary because he knew Gary. He didn't trust me or know me because he didn't know me yet. And then Gary got in the truck and handed me the check. The funny thing was, when I realized, is like, it's not me. I just happened to be the guy there at the time, but I could replace that with something. You think you're indispensable as customer relations. You're not. You are absolutely replaceable with somebody who's awesome, with somebody who's going to be amazing for your customers. They're going to fall in love with, and they're going to love, love, love. You can find good people. You've heard the horror stories because most people aren't there. They go, "Oh man, this guy's great." And you're like, "Yeah, lucky you." But then they're like, "This guy sucks." And you're like, "Oh, all employees suck," right? Anyway, you got to find a good person. If you get off the truck, you then can do everything else in the business. The cleaning is, I've said this 100 times, it's not about window cleaning. This job, this thing you do, is not about window cleaning. That just happens to be the thing we're doing. A business is a business is a business. And you could clean windows, you could pick up dog poop, you could cut lawns. If you're not picking up dog poop, cutting lawns, or cleaning windows, take that all out of it, look at the business. There's advertising, marketing, there's HR, there's growth. Everything in the business is the same. Window cleaning is just the thing that we do. And you're like, "Oh, I love being a window cleaner." Cool, do it. Look, whenever you want. But if you're looking to also have a giant company, you can't be out in the field. You just can't. I mean, even if you're out in the field every day for 4 hours, just imagine if you could get out of the field now and spend 8 hours a day on your business. I'm talking about marketing and advertising and SEO and posts. And think about how big your company could be. What are you spending now? If you're out in the field, what are you spending now? How many hours in the office? By the way, I love comments. Please, guys, if you are watching or listening, wherever you're listening, like it, review it, do all that stuff. It means the world to me to just have you guys like that. But comments also are awesome. Spotify is my main platform that I look at. So if you're on Spotify, comment. But tell me, when you're working and cleaning windows, how many hours can you literally do every day in the office? What's that real number? Because I guarantee it's not even hours. Yeah, sometimes you can, but what if you're cleaning 8 hours? You're going to spend 2 more hours in, and then you're 10 hours in a day. You're like, "I don't know why I'm doing this." Okay? We got the why. We know the why. We know everything you're going to do to that. But you have to get out. Like, how big does a company have to be for you to get out of the field? That's the real question, because so many of you who are still in the field or who have gotten out of the field were like, "I don't know if I'm ready." And then you did it, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, great. It was perfect timing." I hired my first person after one job. I did one job, and it was for like a family friend. By the way, we did that job My first day I started my company to the very end of my company, I never lost that job. I had them I think that was 4 weeks commercial job for my entire length of the company. In that time, they also bought new windows, which was fantastic. Anyway, that job, it was not that it was like, oh, this is too hard, I need somebody. That's not it at all. I knew I wanted to run a company. I knew I wanted a business. Some of you said, I clean windows. I really like this, and I want to do it for myself. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. As you cleaning the windows, that's your job. If that's what you want, you don't want a business, that's fine. There's no wrong way to do this. It's absolutely up to you. But if you're out in the field, you don't have employees, you don't have an asset. I'm telling you that. I promise you. You're like, yeah, I do $100,000 a year. I could get $300,000. No, you can't. If you did $100,000 a year and you're out in the field, I'm going to pay you like $3,000 for your company. You're like, I'll just sell to somebody else. Okay. Understand there's a difference between a job and a business. We talk about that all the time, right? But my company size was literally 1 day old when I hired my first person because I knew that was the direction that I was going to go. Now, hindsight, I got in very luckily because the first employee I hired was like my brother's friend. And he was just kind of a pothead who just kind of like, yeah, hey, we working today? Cool. Like we literally in that first batch, the Wii had come out a little bit before that, but he had just gotten the Wii. We would stop working. We'd be like, you know what? Do you want to play tanks instead today? And we would just reschedule stuff. Like it was not put together very well in the very, very beginning. That ended pretty darn quick, but I was lucky to have that type of person, right? Hiring somebody on day one and not having to work for them is pretty tough. It's expensive to hire. That's a whole nother episode. But your company size does not need to be at a certain point for you to like rake it in and do this. It just doesn't. And I'm proof of that, literally. So I think you could, mirror that. But I gotta say, the shameless plug is that this episode is brought to you by me, Jersey, the rep of the century, if that's a thing. Anyway, I sell for windowcleaner.com. And when I say sell, that's a bad word. A lot of people think that, but if you've ever talked to me, I don't sell. I don't ever push a product. Like if you're like, hey, this is what I need to do, what do you think? I will absolutely tell you the best case scenario and not tell you like based on price. Like I don't care to oversell. I'm not pushing things. I promise you. So many of you who don't use me, just like, I'll do it myself. I don't want to bother him. Literally no bother. That's how I make my money, is by putting orders in. It costs you nothing extra, but I get money from WCR to do that. So literally though, genuinely, if you have orders, I would genuinely love to be able to put those in for you. All you have to do is even just click save this cart and then text me at 862-312-2026 and just be like, yo, my stuff's in the cart. By the way, we don't ship on the weekends, so even if you text me at 3 a.m. on a Saturday, I'll still get to that as soon as we're open again, and it's going to go out just as soon as if you order it at 3 a.m. or I place the order. Plus, I'm going to make sure you get your free gifts. Plus, I'm going to give you limited edition stickers. Plus, I'm just awesome to deal with. And it's like, hey, man, I listened to the podcast. I got something out of it. Here's a little payback for that. So hopefully you enjoy and love that. And if you haven't yet, get a subscription to the American Window Cleaner magazine. Yeah, real magazine, 100% dedicated to window cleaners. It's fantastic. Please go to awcmag.com. I also own the magazine, so if you get a subscription, I see that. I'm like, yeah, buddy. Right? That's my little dance. Also, the sticker, this magazine comes with stickers every single month. This was the month now. Anyway, the awesome flag, red, white, and blue flag with channels. Anyway, tons of cool stuff. So go to awcmag.com. Also, if you're deciding to get your CRM game, right, the program that runs your entire company, I got a link down below for Jobber. Yes, I started working with them again. I've done like 3 demos with them. The last one completely blew me away. Like the Jobber that is now is absolutely insane. So there's a discount code anyway, and I think I get like credit for that too. So click the link. It saves you like 20% for 6 months or something, plus free. You get a free trial period. Anyway, whatever. Jobber, let me know if you can't find the link, but it's in the show notes. Anyway. And yeah, so we're back to kind of getting off the truck. Another part of this that people kind of get stuck up on, it's how do I exit? Like, how do I do this? Because somebody goes, you know what? I got to get off the truck. I'm going to hire 2 people right now, and by next week, I'm going to be sitting in an office. No. You're not. Hiring takes time. Hiring people who will then do all of the work and the quality control and the everything, that takes way more work. So if you decide right now, I'm getting off the truck, it will take you probably 2 months to really get off the truck. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is like, no. We're talking long term. So many people lose sight of this. Like, I'm building a business, not what are we doing today? Because here's the thing. I have to post a job to tell the world how amazing I am and the company is and how you can work for me and all that stuff. Then you got to interview people. Then you got to find somebody out of the interview to hire and do a trial period. After the trial period, then you have to offer them a job. Then you have to work with them because they don't know anything. You got to teach them window cleaning. You got to teach them quality control. You got to teach them all of the systems and things you have in play and what you do so they can be clone of what you do, not who you are. Then you're still in the field with them. You then can go work on another person, finding that person, posting the ad, doing interviews, hiring, then doing a trial, then offering the job, and then training them, and then showing how person number 1 can train person number 2 and how you do. It is a process, but it is a process to get you off. It's not an overnight thing. It's just not. But that's okay. Because again, in all of the plans, this is where you're going with your company. If you want to go that way. By the way, I always say this. I'm just a dummy who just like babbles in front of some really bright lights in a room with nobody else in it. That's what I do. Like this, if you're watching the video, like this is literally the back of my office. This is what I do. I'm not telling you I know everything. I'm just giving you my opinions, and I hope they resonate with you, or at least let you think of something. But I think that getting out of this too is this long-term play that so many people miss. They go, oh yeah, in 5 years I'm going to make $1 million. Hey, you have no game plan for that. You just threw that out there. If you do have a game plan and you're making it happen, awesome. Everybody I work with, like privately, we have specific numbers that we hit every week to check every month, to check every year so that we can hit the goal so we know what our growth is going to be the next year. So many people don't have that, right? So they're not really looking at that future. They're looking at today. Oh man, I made $1,000 today. You're just looking at today. You're looking at this as a job. It's not a job. It is a job, but it's a company too, right? So creating the action plan, it's going to take some time. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be hiring. It's going to be all of that. I'll tell you something on hiring, which this is not an episode on hiring. I should do another one on hiring. But anyway, you're not going to find a you. Like, you created this company. Like, there's one of you. So don't look for somebody that is exactly like, well, I don't like that they don't do that. You know, they wear black shoes and I wear white shoes or whatever. Don't do that. You're looking for an awesome person who then can also do the job. Hire the person, train the position. I'm telling you. But that's your exit plan, right? You got to get somebody, train somebody, get them up and running so that you can hire and then train a secondary person. And then eventually get yourself out of the field. And it will happen in stages. Everybody I've ever worked with getting out of the field, it's like, oh yeah, Wednesday I was out of the field, and then the following Monday I was finally out of the field again. Like, yeah, sometimes you have to go back and forth and make sure things are happening. You have to keep control. Like, if you have a tiger on a chain, you can't just let go of it and be like, all right, I told it not to bite anybody, right? You have to still control this company of yours. So the beginning is a little bit sloppy, and that's okay. Because again, the end plan is for you to get out. One of the hardest things you could possibly wrap your brain around, other than saying that phrase, is delegating. I mean, you're going to have to take your company, this thing, this baby that you've created, this piece of your life that is all encompassing, and then give part of it to somebody and say, well, no, you're doing this. I know so many people who have extreme issues delegating. They're like, I can't. I'm still doing this, and why? Well, because I can't trust anybody to do what? Okay, you just said it. I can't trust somebody. You didn't say they can't do it. There's not a job that you do that somebody else can't do. Right? Your value as the business owner is everything else but cleaning the glass. Anybody can clean glass. No, not everybody's as fast as me. I didn't say everybody was as fast as you. I said anybody can clean glass. Literally, there's robots on TikTok, right? So not downgrading what we do because it takes a really long time to get amazing like we are, but anybody can clean glass. You get them into that role and then they will be awesome at it. You can find somebody who's extremely personable. You're extremely personable. Guess what? Now all the customers who have never even met you love Jake, your main guy. They don't know you, but they love Jake. Jake's super nice. Oh, he's so nice. He's always asking. He pets my dog. Oh, will you? And they love him. That is awesome. Because guess what? Jake is part of your company. If they love Jake, they love your company. This is what we want. But delegating that and letting Jake run certain things is tough. It's scary because you're like, oh man, if I just give it over, this is what happens. These employees run into the ground. They don't care. And then okay, stop. First off, if that's your idea and you've hired people, you've hired the wrong people. Absolutely. As somebody who has had, I can't even tell you how many employees, there are really good people out there. There's also big piles of boom boom that I would never wish upon my worst enemy, and they interviewed really well. You all know how that works, right? You meet somebody and oh man, these guys are gonna be great. You get them in and you're like, oh gosh, I did not figure that. Right? It's bound to happen. But don't be scared of somebody else's failures. Learn from everything. That's why you're listening to me babble. Learn from everything. It's why you have the American Window Cleaner magazine. It's why you're on Pro Window Cleaning. It's all of those things you're learning pieces of and seeing if anything applies to you, but you're making your own decision because you're not somebody else's company, right? When you hear horror stories of employees, A, it's going to happen. But B, a lot of that ends up being the person who hired them. And I've been guilty of that. I've hired people, I'm like, dude, they're so great. And then I come in and I'm like, oh gosh, I didn't see that. Forgot to add. And then there's other guys that I've hired during a busy time and I'm like, I can't let them go. I don't have time. They suck. They're draining everything, but they got me by the hair, you know? And again, that was my fault. In, the time I've been in the business, I've had some of those type things, right? So here's the thing. It's going to happen, but it's just part of it. You're going to break a window at some point. By the way, if you're on Spotify, tell me yes or no if you've ever broken a window or anybody in your company has ever broken a window. Just put yes or no in the comments. By the way, you can say hi. Tell me where you're from. All that stuff. But yes or no is all I really want to see, just because, A, I love when people comment. It shows that you're paying attention, which is cool. It also shows me how many people kind of listen and love the podcast, which is also very cool. And I want to see how many people have not broken one yet and how many people have. Because I have. We broke in, I think, 3 windows. 3 windows and then some other stuff, like a pot, perfume bottle, random stuff. But it's going to happen. Delegating is the hard part because you're kind of letting go of some control and you think only you can do something. And yes, it may be true that only you can do it the exact way that you have, but guess what? It's okay the way that they do it. If they're trained well, they can do something that alleviates you. And the whole part is what are you more valuable? If I could clean windows, say I pay somebody $20 an hour to clean windows. If I'm out there cleaning those windows, guess what I make? Not $100 an hour, because I make the $80 if somebody cleans them or I clean them. I'm only making $20. By me doing the work, I'm only making $20 an hour. Do you think that you being in the office is worth more than $20 an hour? The answer is absolutely yes. What do you do now when you're in the office? What am I just going to sit there? This is dumb. No. Everything in your business that is not cleaning is now done by you, which was done by you before, but you didn't have time to do it right. Think about this. Every call that comes in is now answered. Boom. Every email that goes out is created so that you have an email going out every 2 weeks. You have follow-ups the next day. You have pre-planned for those dentist close. By the way, if you're not doing dentist close, change your business with that. Double your business this year. But you now can do your follow-ups. You can now do your upsells. You can now do your Facebook mommy groups. You can do Instagram posts and content production. You could do videos for TikTok to get your name out there. You could do back-end links and SEO and posting your company. You could take the time to do your onboarding call with Monk SEO if you don't want to do the SEO. You talk to them, they got onboarding and everything else, now it's handled, but you don't have an hour in the middle of the day to go over everything like you do now. Again, we talked about Jobber. Maybe you want to do the demo. That's another hour. You can't do that at 8 at night. You got to do that in the middle of the day. Maybe you're going to start doing BNI groups or networking events. Huge. Maybe you're going to get bids done over the phone because you're in front of a computer, not on a job site. And big commercial jobs, literally we call you, and if that's how your day is scheduled, you'll be out there same day getting their proposal together and get them their bid packet within 24 hours. What does that do to your company? Think of all the things in your company. And this is hard because most of the things you don't even know you're not doing because you're just not doing them. But man, you can do all of those. And the nice thing about doing that is now all of those things aren't slipping through the cracks. You're creating all of this new buzz. Like if you had somebody, you could just hire right now who was as awesome as you, who would be in your office running everything, doing your sales, talking to people, like what would your company be? If you could have 8 hours a day of just doing selling and getting work. Dude, you could load things up so fast. This is what getting off the truck is so important. So many people kind of lose that fact because they think they somehow are making more money by cleaning windows. Literally. I know of a company who, as soon as the company was sold, within 2 weeks, one of the main guys, who, by the way, worked 36 hours a week, it was a fixed schedule type thing, fired him because the new owner was going to do it all by himself because he would make more money. The new owner let somebody go who at the time was making, I think, $18 an hour. It's a while ago. Let them go so they could make $18 an hour and add 36 hours to their work week. What? Even if when you hire somebody, you're only making a percentage of what they make, by the way, you're making about 60-ish percent, something like that. What, 60, 40, 62%. You typically, labor costs about 38%. So yes, 62%. Bad at maths. You're making 62% of everybody. What? Why would you not do something else when you're already making, like, this is the thing. You have multiple trucks. Yes, trucks are expensive, but each truck is bringing you in $100 a man hour. 2 guys, 8-hour a day, they're bringing in $1,600 in production every day. After their costs and everything, you're still taking home $900. Every truck. Profit. Now, there's costs and operating expenses out of that, obviously. I know that. But why not let them do the windows? You got 10 trucks, it's $9,000 a day you're bringing in, on top of after paying them. This is the idea of getting off the truck. It's that so much growth can happen, the explosive growth. Explosive growth. These are the companies you hear that by getting off the truck, they have doubled their company. They have added $500,000 in revenue. They have added trucks, multiple trucks. I know guys that are adding 2 vans a year. And that's because they're off the truck and they're doing this stuff. You can't do that when you're out in the field. If you're cleaning windows, every hour is an hour you're not doing something for your business. You're just cleaning. So if you are still on the truck and you're thinking about getting off of it, I'm telling you, absolutely worth it. You know what else is worth it? Using me to put your orders in. By the way, you want to order waterfed or talk waterfed? Man, I would love that. Let me know. We have an amazing package right now, as you guys probably already know. It's 24% off, and we have free gifts. We have free stuff, always. Great prices, amazing staff, and then you get me to help you with everything. And I can continue to buy my prime rib or whatever you think I eat. Which, by the way, I'm carnivore right now, so it is only meat. It has been for like almost 2 months. Anyway, so let me do that. 862-312-2026. Let me put those orders in. And you know what else? Man, you are a nerd like me. We're listening to these things. By the way, like and follow me everywhere. YouTube, we're doing lives every day. My YouTube channel, not WCR's, is Jersey Nation. If you're on Spotify or any platform you're listening to this right now, like it. If you're on YouTube, like it. Anyway. Also get a subscription to the American Window Cleaner magazine because we're nerds and we like this stuff. And everything that we learn or see that helps our business is making us better. So get that. Get the subscription. awcmag.com. Man, I have been plugging Jobber. I don't mean to plug it this much, but it is amazing. I've had so many people start Jobber since we started working together. I haven't even gotten the chance to put the video together yet, but it's phenomenal. Anyway, go get that link in the bottom. And thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for every one of you who orders with me and lets me continue to do this. And it's awesome. So thank you so much. Until next week, hopefully you get off the truck, but more importantly, go out there and be epic.